Welcome to the last edition of Let's Talk Nigeria this month of July, and of course the last Friday of the month of July. And it's going to be great. A program where we examine issues that shape our society, economy, and everyday experiences. I am Moya Steving. Well, customer service has become an indispensable component of modern business and public administration. Whether in banks, hospitals, telecommunication companies, hotels, government agencies, or small businesses, the quality of customer service often determines customer satisfaction, loyalty, and the overall reputation of an organization. Yet, despite the growing importance of customer relations in today's competitive world, many Nigerians continue to encounter long waiting times, poor communication, unprofessional conduct, delayed responses, and inadequate complaint resolution mechanisms. In an era driven by digital economy or digital technology and social media, customer expectations are rapidly evolving. Consumers are no longer interested only in the products and services they purchase. They also demand respect, efficiency, empathy, transparency, and timely responses. Consequently, organizations that fail to prioritize customer satisfaction risk losing public trust and market relevance. However, the challenges confronting customer service in Nigeria also present enormous opportunities. The rise of digital platforms, artificial intelligence, customer feedback systems, and specialized training programs offers businesses new avenues to improve service delivery and strengthen relationships with their customers. Now, the question, therefore, is how organizations are overcoming existing barriers and cultivate a customer-centered culture that meets global standards. Now, joining us this morning from Lagos is a customer support manager with more than 13 years of professional experience in customer relations and the owner of the YouTube channel GistwithAitua, where she shares practical tips, strategies, and relatable stories drawn from her experiences in customer service. She is Aitua Anita Idehin. Thank you for joining us on the show this morning.
Good morning, Decent. Thank you for having me.
All right, today we will evaluate the challenges, opportunities, and pathways for improving customer service in Nigeria and discuss why excellent customer service is essential for national growth and business success. So get ready your questions and, of course, your reactions, because it is Let's Talk Nigeria. All right, thanks so much for joining us once again, Aitua Anita Idehin. From your 13 years of experience in customer support, how would you rate the quality of customer service in Nigeria compared to global standards?
All right. Before I dive into that, I would like us to define what customer service really means so that we can break it down and everybody can follow through. So before we talk about improving customer service in Nigeria, customer service is the experience a customer has before, during, and after interacting with a business or service provider. It is not just about answering calls at a contact center or responding to messages online. Customer service is the way a roadside seller speaks to a customer who stops by to buy tomatoes. It is the way a mechanic explains a problem with your car. And it is also the way a POS operator handles a failed transaction. So to answer your question, from my 13 years of experience in customer support, I would say Nigeria has made significant progress, but we still have a long way to go before we meet global standards. So one of the biggest challenges is how feedback is perceived. Many businesses see customer complaints as an attack on their brand rather than opportunities to improve. In some cases, customers even fear speaking up because of stories of people facing repercussions for criticizing products or services. And as a result, many simply stop using a product instead of providing feedback. And in contrast to many global organizations, they actively encourage customer feedback because they understand it is essential for improving products. It is important for improving services and overall customer satisfaction. So building a stronger feedback culture is one of the key areas where Nigeria can continue to improve their satisfaction or customer satisfaction.
Okay, great. Yeah, you talked about one of the biggest challenges. I still want us to reiterate because someone might just be tuning into the station right now. So I want to ask again, what are the biggest challenges facing customer service delivery in Nigeria's public and private sectors?
All right, from my research, I've noted down some challenges I see in this industry. So challenge number one is actually seeing customer service as only a job for certain people. So one major challenge is that many people still believe customer service belongs to the people with the title customer service representative. But the truth is that everyone who interacts with a customer is providing a service. The cashier who responds rudely to a customer is delivering a customer service experience. The road seller who ignores a customer's question is delivering a customer experience. So the manager who also refuses to listen to feedback is delivering a customer experience. So customer service is not just a department; it is a culture. So another challenge I've noted is lack of customer service training. Um, so many organizations, they excuse me. So another challenge that many people are expected to serve customers without even being trained on how to do it effectively. So good customer service actually requires skills, it requires active listening, it requires empathy, it requires patience, and it also requires the ability to handle difficult situations calmly. So sometimes people are not intentionally rude, they simply have never been taught better ways to communicate with customers. So training helps people understand that every interaction is an opportunity to build trust. Then moving on to another challenge I've noted is systems and infrastructure problems. So sometimes the problem is not even the person serving the customer. The problem is the system around them. Imagine a customer service representative trying to assist the customer, but the network is down. How then will that person provide adequate or efficient service? Or imagine a bank employee trying to resolve an issue and they need to get approval from three different departments. We know how this can delay the customer's request. Or imagine a business owner losing customers because payment or technology systems are failing. We've been in banks in situations where they tell us the network is down and they cannot assist us. So we are left stranded. Is either if we don't have options, we need to wait till the network is back, or that delays our engagements or other activities for the day. So poor systems actually create poor experiences. Improving customer service also means improving the processes that supports these employees. Another challenge I've noted is employee motivation. So another important factor is the experience of the person providing the service. When we often talk about customers, but we forget about the people who provide these services to the customers. For somebody who feels respected, who feels valued at work, the person is more likely to treat customers better. So businesses must create that environment where employees have the right tools, the right training, and encouragement needed to deliver excellent service. And finally, the challenge I noted here is changing customer expectations. So customers today have access to more information than before. A customer can compare the experience they receive from a local business with the experience they get from a global brand. So social media has also changed things. A good experience can attract more customers, while a poor experience can damage a company's reputation within minutes. And so businesses can no longer afford to ignore customer service, customer experience. So these are some of the challenges I have noted.
But in your thinking, from your experience, you think Nigeria is doing pretty well with customer service, even right around the streets?
Right along the streets, I would say yes, but we still have a long way to go because the people on the streets are not as educated. They lack training. But on a normal day, you don't even need to have professional training to be
Mm-hmm.
nice to the next, exactly, to be nice to the next person around you. Say, for instance, a shop owner on the street, she has, let's say, like four people she's attending to, and a fifth person comes. It's only necessary to welcome the person and tell the person, I'm coming, I will get to you soon. It makes the person feel valued and welcomed, not just standing there, not being attended to. So for the people on the street, you don't even need professional training. You just need to have basic knowledge of how to interact with people.
Mm. Before I go to the next question, this particular issue that really concerns me. You go to the banks. Let's talk about the banks now. People go to the banks to do business, and they complain of the services of the banks. They say, "Well, these guys are not doing pretty well, or they are not attending to their customers the way they should." What do you think is wrong with Nigerian banks?
Okay, it all depends on the person delivering the service, and like we mentioned, some of the challenges could be the infrastructure or the work culture of that organization. So normally, if not all those things are in place, if the right technology is in place, if the right work environment and tools are in place for the staff, then they will deliver the service they're supposed to deliver, which is exceptional customer service. But if the systems are down, then it's going to affect the service delivery of the said staff. It's going to affect service delivery, and it's also going to impact the customer experience, which will bring about customer dissatisfaction.
I think in the course of your, trying to do some explanation on this customer service thing, you might have mentioned it, but for the benefit of someone who is just tuning into the radio station at the moment, I'd like you to respond to this question. Maybe in just one way or the other, you're trying to reiterate. Why do many organizations still struggle with issues such as delayed responses, poor communication, and inadequate complaint resolution?
All right. In my opinion, I would say it largely comes down to inadequate customer service training. Many organizations focus on technical or operational tasks, but invest very little in developing the employee skills. So without proper training and continuous coaching, staff are less equipped to respond promptly or communicate effectively or resolve customers' issues efficiently. So this will now lead to delayed responses, poor communication, and unresolved complaints. So I would say the struggle is the lack of training and continuous coaching. So you don't train once. I mean, things change, people evolve, and trends come in. So you need to be constantly updated with the trends, and you need to bring your staff, you need to put them at par so that they are in tune with what is obtainable out there. And then there are also performance metrics that are used to measure the performance of your staff. So and there are also work tools you can use to monitor this performance metrics. So from the metrics, you can actually determine where a staff is failing and where improvements are needed, and that will call for the right training for that particular staff, or depending on the outcome or depending on what we're trying to solve.
Hmm. Now, there's this argument among football lovers that one footballer is a born footballer. He came to the world knowing how to play football, and another one became a good footballer, a great footballer by hard work. You know what I mean? I don't want to go into that argument, okay? Because a lot of people will start saying, before the callers start diverting from the conversation. So one is born a footballer,
Right.
the other one became a great footballer. One is born great a footballer, and the other one became a great footballer by sheer hard work. But let me ask, is anybody born to become a good customer service provider, or you have to work hard, or you have to learn in order to become a good service provider?
Okay, I would say it's the two. Some people, it comes naturally to them, and some people, they just need that extra effort. They need that training to actually be more customer centric in their interactions. So on a normal day, you like I gave the example earlier of the lady selling, having the shop by the street and
Mm.
attending to customers. So there's a reason some customers would rather go to shop A than go to shop B. When they go to B, shop B is not smiling. She's not welcoming. She doesn't even tell you. She doesn't acknowledge your presence or even let you know that, oh, she'll be with you shortly. She just needs to attend to this person. She'll be with you shortly. But when they go to shop A, they are welcomed. They are greeted with a smile, and they are. You feel valued when people interact with you. So I would say, so to some people it comes naturally, but to other people, they need that extra training, to actually help them, because sometimes they may not even know that these are the things they need to do. So, but they need that training, to put them on track to deliver the right experience.
Hmm. I, for one, if I go to a shop and the attendants are not smiling, I don't think I'll go there for a second time anyway.
Exactly.
Okay, so how can businesses, leverage technology, artificial intelligence, and social media to improve customer experience and satisfaction?
All right. Businesses can actually significantly improve customer experience by leveraging technology, artificial intelligence, and social media to provide faster, more personalized and accessible support. So we have, I'm sure these days when you want to, maybe you have a complaint and you go to a website, they tell you to chat with them either through WhatsApp or through their chatbot. So those are already there. So those are already incorporated into a lot of organizations, to provide faster resolutions to their customers. So we have AI-powered chatbots that can handle routine inquiries 24/7. We also have CRM systems that help businesses track customer interactions and deliver personalized service. We also have social media that enables organizations to engage customers in real time, respond to complaints quickly, gather valuable feedback, and build stronger relationships, ultimately improving customer satisfaction and loyalty. So we've seen situations good for the advent of social media. A brand can just, go on live, put up something, and people engage with them. So so these are the areas, or these are the tools that businesses have actually leveraged in recent times, to improve customer engagement and customer satisfaction.
Hmm. So, well, from your experience now, let's imagine that you render services, and I am the customer. I came back, I bought something from you, and I feel I'm not comfortable with it, and I'm returning it. How would you respond to me?
Okay, well, that depends because before you would have purchased it, there would have been terms and conditions I would have stated. I would have given you, I would have mentioned the policies governing those products, and it depends on what you're buying. So, every business should have like a policy or that guides both parties, so that it's a win-win every time for both parties. So it depends on the product that you have purchased, or it depends on the service that has been rendered. So if it's something that can be returned, then no problem. There is a return policy, and then we will work with that. But if there's no return policy, so it's just about how I'm going to communicate the difficult message. Because in this scenario, it's going to be a difficult message that I will be communicating to you. So it's how I'm going to communicate the feedback to you. So I'm not just going to tell you, I'm sorry, sir, we cannot accept it. Cannot is not even a customer-centric word. So there are better ways to say it. And an example is, oh, and it depends on what has happened to the service or the product you have purchased. So that will also determine the way I communicate to you. But in all of these, there are policies governing this product, because we can't allow every customer to purchase an item and return it. It's going to do a disservice to our businesses. So there should be a balance, and that is why we have these policies that should govern how we provide services to customers, so that it's a win-win for both parties.
Okay, so to you who just tuning, we are discussing customer service in Nigeria, evaluating the challenges, opportunities, and identifying avenues for improvement. And we've been chatting with Aitua Anita Idehen all the way from Lagos. She's been in the business of customer support. In fact, she's been a customer support manager for more than 13 years. And currently she runs a YouTube channel, Gist with Aitua, where she shares practical tips, strategies, and relatable stories drawn from her experiences in customer service. Now, those who've been on the show to this moment, I guess they've been enjoying it. Now, before we open the phone lines, to get one or two questions, as the host of the YouTube channel, Gist with Aitua, what are some of the most common customer service mistakes you have observed, and how can organizations avoid them?
All right. Based from my experience as a customer support manager, okay, you mentioned I've been a customer support manager for over 13 years. I've been in the industry for 13 years, but I've been a support manager for over 6 years. So I just wanted to correct that. All right. So from my experience and from the conversations and strategies I share on YouTube, on Gist with Aitua on YouTube, the most common customer service mistakes I have noticed are poor communication, just like I mentioned earlier. So it depends on how you communicate with your customers. So poor communication, lack of empathy, and lack of accountability. These issues often leave customers feeling unheard and dissatisfied. Organizations can address them by actively listening to customer feedback, investing in regular customer service refresher trainings, coaching employees on soft skills, and fostering a culture where taking ownership of customers' issues is encouraged. So I mentioned something there. Actively listening to customer feedback. Yes, that is a good one, but I have noticed in this part of the world, there's been scenarios recently where people gave feedback and then they faced some repercussions. They were arrested, for giving feedback for a particular service or a product. So that is a challenge we can actually maybe leave for the callers to talk about later, to know if they are supposed to actually, if we are supposed to actually give feedback, or we are just supposed to ignore a product because of the fear of being arrested or any repercussion that may come from that. So from my experience and as a YouTuber, the most mistakes I've seen are poor communication and lack of empathy and accountability. And all this can be leaped on the board if regular refresher trainings are done, if employees are coached regularly and on soft skills, to improve their delivery and taking ownership of customers' issues.
Okay, so I want to put you on the spot now. Let's assume the Nigerian government are the customer service providers, and we, the citizens, are the customers. Do you think the Nigerian government has, played that good role of customer service providers in terms of communication and everything? I just want to put you on the spot.
You mean as it is now in Nigeria,
Yes.
present day Nigeria?
Yes, just imagine that the government is the customer service providers, all right? So, and we are the customers that they have to attend to. You talk about poor communication and everything. Do you think they've fared very well?
I would say, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, I would say no. I'll put them on 3
Wow,
because
that's it.
they are not doing. Yes, that's a poor score, right?
That's
Yes, because they are not
no,
doing.
please go
You
ahead.
can go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a poor score because I would say they're not doing as much as they should. Because I would say one thing that helps businesses improve is feedback. Feedback is a breakfast for champions. So if you're not taking feedback, I think they are. I think it's just it looks like a situation of we are only just going to put our policies on you. There are no considerations. What we say is what you do, or what we provide is what you get. No consideration. So I would say 3 because it's kind of stiff, like they're just throwing their policies on us. So I will still leave it at a 3.
Wow. Okay, that's a very, very, very tough one on you, I guess, because I had to put you on the spot right there. But let's open the phone lines, okay? So we could get interactions and questions. Well, the lines are already buzzing, but then let's officially open the phone lines now. 0707 747 1522 and 0912 1975. You can send a message on WhatsApp. I'll completely appreciate that. 0912 1975. Send your messages, and our guest, all the way from Lagos, she is going to respond to your questions. And of course, your submissions, make them brief, all right? 90 seconds, max. 90 seconds. We'll be fine. Let's take the first call now. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Jeff from Ikeki.
All right, Jeff. Thanks for joining us, Jeff.
Yes. All right. That lady is if you know her honor, she's good at her job. You are like you do. One thing in this world is that, and the last question you threw at her, she's good at, she know her job. The problem in Nigeria is this. The society we are the product of the society. The human relations is very key in representative issue, customer service. And the problem we are having is that the government or the manufacturer or the entity of representatives, they are having good advertisement, but the PRO is not there. Like you rightly is good. So I don't think I have only one thing I just want to remind you of, like he said, this thing you see, there are people born advertiser. There are people born broadcaster. There are people born teacher, doctor. Those people, they don't wait for salary before they do their job. Thank you for the good work.
Oh, thank you so much, Jeff, for your kind words. I guess she's there. She's heard it. I guess probably might be blushing for your for your kind words. Okay, so let's take more calls. I got a message on WhatsApp, but then let me take this call first. Hello, good morning. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Simon Ambakiderma. I'm calling from Monopa community.
Welcome.
Yeah. In 2001, I started a non-reading and writing program. And something came to my mind when I went to a bookshop. I saw a book on customer care. I didn't know much about customer care. I bought the book, studied it very well, and decided to apply the principles found in the book. I used to go into the new layout market with my 4-battery radio, my small wireless mic, 2 documents, and I will tell the customers about my product and services. Tell them, ask questions, answer those questions, and finally, I will ask them if they understood what I've said. They said yes. And that I've answered all the questions that they would have loved to answer, to ask. Then secondly, I got feedback from some of the ladies who were attending the program. Some persons came in to the program to destabilize what I was doing. That some of the ladies who had benefited a lot from the handwriting and speedwriting templates and also my training program, they came secretly to inform me that some persons told them to leave the program because I don't know how to teach. And they told this person that they have benefited a lot from the training program, so they will not leave. So without reading that book, I wouldn't have been able to do certain things that enabled me to indirect counter those who frustrate my business. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. It was a good thing you read that book for you to understand what it means to, handle some customers, some clients, because some could be very rude and unbearing. But it's a good thing. Just as Aitua said, you need training, a lot of training, and to be able to manage the emotions of some of those customers. Hello, good morning. Morning. Can you just turn down the volume already, sir, please? Thank you.
My name is Benson, calling from New Guinea.
Oh, thanks for joining us.
Concerning this customer relationship, what I understand is that all what you say can be applied, but it all later comes to the consumer behavior. It works in both ways.
Consumer behavior. Explain.
Yeah, because you might be trying to tell them something and they'll be using it the other way because of maybe circumstances they are passing through, or maybe like what that lady answered about the Nigeria. You get my point, that's giving them 3%. If it was me, I would have given them 2% because that's the reality. They don't really come down to relate with us. Not that they don't know what is going on, but they'll just feel reluctant and do what they like.
Okay.
So it all comes down to the consumer behavior. What you want and what you can offer and what you can receive are 3 different things.
Okay. All right.
So all I have to say is the consumer behavior. Thank you.
Consumer behavior. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm going to ask that question to Aitua. Maybe she's going to help us out. What's wrong with the consumer behavior, though? You'll have to give us some little, insight on that. But that will be after a few other calls because I have calls coming in. Let me take this one now. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name, your location, please.
This is Royal Prince.
Royal Prince. Where are you calling from, please?
To add to what the last caller said, consumer approach. Consumer approach. Then going further, when she was analyzing, she almost tackled every aspect of it. She said, the approach of you, the service that you are delivering, 4 or 5 people are there. Some people say, say 4 people there before you come. Now they say, do, I won't go. Then she said, the accountability, empathy on the customer and accountability. Now I want to marry that one to the recent incident at the FMC.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Somebody come to seek for service. And in this case, it is life and death. And your approach before the supposed patient died, that was the reaction. Now, on the part of the customer, after he has lost hope and lost his own person, then the reaction came. If the doctor has given a very polite approach, welcoming the customer, I don't think even if he loses his brother or parents or so, that would have happened. But because of the behavior, the approach to the customer. So generally, if you say Nigeria, I like this statement always. When people say Nigeria, people think it is the government. When they say Nigeria, 10 over 10, 3 over 10, you say, yeah, you are happy, including you that is reacting. How are you attending to people in your own place of work? No matter how, as a human being, no matter how, where you work, you relate with humans. That is where you earn money. How are you relating to people? Are you sincere? As a Nigerian, as a patriotic Nigerian, are you totally sincere in your services? Delivering to the people? It is not about people in government. It is not about from the presidency to the councillor. No. Those are very a minute number. If me and you as a people, we are effectively delivering our services, I don't think the politicians will look at you and begin to do things the way they want to do it. They will be afraid. These people are very democratic in their actions, so these people are very good. They are very patriotic too. So if you do one thing, they will come against you. Our attitudes too. Thank you and God bless you, my brother.
Oh, thank you very much for your submission. Quite brilliant. I do appreciate your submission. Many calls coming. I don't have any choice but to take the calls, right? Since the program is quite interesting. I told you it's going to be quite insightful. Insightful. And here is another one. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Steve.
Good morning.
And greetings to our guest also. Well, I still remain Sir Perez reporting from USE. Well, quite an interesting discussion. But first of all, before I drop my submissions, there's a question I want to ask our guest. Is the customer always right?
Okay.
That aside, let me go into my own submission.
She's going to answer that question maybe after your submission.
Yeah, she should write it down because I need a deliberate answer from that question. And why will you use Nigeria as a case study in all of this discourse? Is Nigeria a service provider? The question is no. We are not getting any service from the government of Nigeria. And let me drop my own submission also. You see, my brother Steve, I hear when you say if you go to a place and they don't give you a smile, don't think you visit that place again. I think I also we are like minds anyway.
Yes.
But I think the quagmire we are facing today in the business community is this. You see, most people use good products to overtake bad service. A case study, for example, maybe a woman that knows how to cook very well. People always come there to eat. And you always put a strong face, of which moye you don't like. You see, you prefer to go to where they don't cook too well, but they give you a very VIP treatment. I think you will prefer that. And this is a case study for those who are listening. Please, there should be a balance. You should balance good service with good products. Thank you. Good morning.
Well, thank you so much, Sir Perry. You better be careful where you go to anyway. They give you a good smile, but then you eat a potty. You better be careful, though. I'm only joking, all right. It is customer service in Nigeria, and we're using every scenario, every situation in the country to explain the whole thing. And our guests have done a great job. More calls coming in, but that question, I'd want our guests to respond to that question that Sir Perry posed. Calls coming in, but quickly, Aitua, could you please just answer that question? Is the customer always right?
Yeah, I beseech I'll get that question. All right. We always say the customer is always right. The customer is king. Well, businesses these days, even though we put the customer first. I mean, that's even like some values in some companies, customer first, because we want the customer to leave happy, we want the customer to leave satisfied, and we want the customer to come back, because the most important thing is having a return customer. So the customer is always right, but these days we see situations where the customers are now abusing that phrase, the customer is
Okay.
always right.
Oh,
So there
okay.
should be, yeah, yeah, so there should be a balance, like the second to the last caller mentioned. There should be a balance between both parties. And I've also seen outlets, restaurants, or other some small businesses, organizations. I've seen them put some notice on their walls saying, "Please do not be rude to our customer, to our staff, be respectful," and all of that. So it has come to that. It has come to that place where even though we put the customer first, we also want to protect our staff. The organizations also want to protect their staff. So it should be. I mean, it's normal human what's the word now? It's just normal for you to be nice to the next person. You're a
Mm.
customer doesn't mean you come in and you talk to me, you talk to me rudely, or you sound condescending. It's uncalled for. If I walk into a shop, I should be able to also greet you as a customer, while you also greet me as the person serving me. So I shouldn't just come in with this air around me because I'm a customer. Yes, you are a human being before you are a customer. So extend grace to these people, because you don't even know what the person is going through. Yes, customer service representatives, we are human beings as well. Some of us, we go through a lot of emotions, especially in the customers, in the telecoms industry. For instance, when I was in the telecoms industry picking calls from customers, I used to go through a whole lot of emotions. I could get a customer now who is shouting at me, and the next one wants something done and wants it done now. And the next one wants, and the next one is friendly. So you can see how my emotions can go, all the
Mm.
can go over the roof. So imagine I now get a customer who even asks me, "How are you doing today?" That puts me at ease, and
Wow.
that will even help me deliver the best service to this person, because this person is not. You find the person is a customer, but the person understands that he is also talking to a human being. So yes, the customer should be put first. The customer is always right in quote, but there should be a balance between both parties.
Oh,
So
yes.
that's what I will say about that.
Brilliant, brilliant. I like that. So let's go back to the calls, and let's get one or two calls from there before we say goodbye on the show. This is another call. Let's get to hear it from you. Hello, good morning. Did I lose that call? Oh my goodness, I lost it. I lost it. I lost it. Okay, so let's take a message on WhatsApp. This one is from Mr. Fred from Panchia. I said, customer experience in our telcos and banks is very poor. You go to a telco to resolve an issue, and you literally stand for hours, no seats. I think in this climate, the customer is taken for granted after improving companies' balance sheets. Okay, well, thank you so much, Fred. I think I understand where you're coming from. Indeed, it could be terrible sometimes, I tell you the truth. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, dear man.
Good morning.
This morning, this is Jeff calling again from Ekeke.
Okay.
Yeah. Like according to Professor John Leonel Roddy, an economist, and MMS Miller, the customer remains king till tomorrow or till otherwise. Look at what you just said, and some of you have been doing. Some of us will call with our radio on. We say, please turn down your radio. That is customer service. At that point, even the person who is, please, I want to reduce it. The customer is the king forever or till otherwise an economist come and change that term. Now, the area is this. Many companies are dying today because of this customer service. I remember I go.
Hello, Jeff. Are you there? Hello. Okay, Jeff. I think we lost you. You have to call back if you have to, conclude your thoughts. Let's take this message on WhatsApp. Okay, and it is from. King Azikuro from Azikuro, right? It said all MDAs and the private sector should have effective public service relationship training for their personnel. Furthermore, customers should also have a human face for service providers. King texting from Azikuro. Thank you so much, King, for your submission. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Emmanuel. I'm calling for Royal FM Road.
Okay, Emmanuel, go ahead.
You see, say in this country, especially, people abuse statements. You see this word, customer is always, underline, always. What do you mean by always? Now, I want to give an example. A woman cooking a food in a restaurant. People go there and buy and eat. And you know very well, this woman is a married woman with husband and children. And because you are a customer, you want to patronize her. Then you went into the shop, you now use your hand and hit the woman at the bumper. And the woman reacts badly. And somebody sitting at the corner will tell me that customer is always, that was always, underline, is always right. It's
Okay.
very bad.
Okay. So okay. I think we understand what you mean by that. Yes, thank you very much for pointing out that. Okay, maybe she has something to say. I'm a presenter. I can only take the calls, and my guests would respond to some of those comments. I guess Aitua heard that clearly. In such a scenario, would you say the customer is always right? Okay, there are some situations. I'm human. I could tell you there are exceptions, okay? Such situations could be handled in the proper way. And maybe Aitua, you're going to help us out, okay? Isn't it? Hello, good morning.
Morning. It's Jeff that calls back.
Oh, Jeff.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, conclude your thoughts quickly,
Like
please.
I was saying before, many businesses are shutting down today because this customer service is the number one door, is the key to every business. In the government, you rightly ask, the government that is not having feedback for the masses is the problem. You cannot just create policies that you don't have a synergy with the masses. Now let me go straight to the point. You will have an issue with a product and you go back to the company. You know what they will tell you? Don't worry, we survive without that person. We have been surviving. So many companies are going down. And let me react to the last caller before I finish. Please, touching a woman bubble is act of it. It's not part of the business. He's not selling a bubble. It's food. That person goes there to cause problem, and that person should be showed the right door out. So those things are out of it. Product is product. Don't go beyond that. There is red line. Customer always right. There is red line to it. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Jeff. You've struggled to come back, and you finally come back and you've concluded your thoughts. We appreciate you. I don't know when I have to take another call. Let's return to our guest. I guess we're going to be preparing to round off the show. Good. This is a message. I don't know what no name here. I say good morning, Golden FM. Okay, that's all. Well, good morning to you as well. We appreciate you. All right. And let's return to our guest, Aitua in Lagos. We want to round off the conversation, all right? But we can't do that without... Okay, you want to respond to that question? Someone talking about I think that is harassment and should be treated differently, isn't it?
Right. That is harassment. That should not be welcomed. No business owner should welcome such behavior. So, like we already mentioned or established, it should be a balance. It should be a balanced experience. You can't just walk into a shop and harass the owner of the shop, and the owner of the shop also has to take it up, especially if it's consistent with that particular person, or the person actually needs to take it up so that he or she can protect his or herself from such violations. Yes.
Okay, let's take another call. Another call is common, and let's get to hear this caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Hello. Yeah, hello. All right, I think we have issues with the network. Well, no worries. You could try again. All right, and well, I think we have to round off the show at this juncture, but let's hear from Aitua. Looking ahead, what practical steps should Nigerian businesses and government institutions take to build a customer centered culture and improve service delivery across the country?
All right, wrapping up. I would say businesses should embrace technology, infuse technology in the way you carry out your businesses because things are evolving. Take for instance the fact that people don't even need to leave their homes to open a bank account. They can open a bank account from the comfort of their homes, and that can already make transactions seamless. So the roadside woman is able to receive transfers from her customers. So businesses, whether in multinational or corporate firms, and the local businesses on the roadside, everyone should embrace technology to improve customer satisfaction and also improve business outcomes. Then investing in customer service training, which is very important, which we have talked about. We have noted that it comes naturally to some people, but some people they need that training and they need constant refresher training. So you don't train an employee on day one and in 2 years the employee is still running with the training they received on day one. It doesn't work like that. So you're supposed to provide continuous training and also provide feedback to this staff on the areas they need to improve on. And then moving on, also building a service culture, like we have mentioned, a simple greeting, it doesn't take anything. A simple greeting, a willingness to listen and assist the next person is also very important. And then listening to feedback. Feedback, like I mentioned earlier, is the breakfast for champions. You cannot improve if you do not get feedback. The feedback helps us to see our gray areas, the areas we cannot see personally. Feedback helps us to see those areas so that we can improve. Then also developing customer service as a career. So customer service is becoming more recognized as a professional career. So people are developing skills in this aspect. So organizations need to invest in their people. Organizations need to invest in their people so that they can continue to stand out. So I would say, so just to wrap it up, so businesses must improve in their people and systems. Employees must take pride in continuous learning and in serving others. And these small businesses must also understand that every customer interaction matters, in the way they provide the services. Because excellent customer service is not only about solving problems, it's about building relationships, it's about building trust, it's about making someone feel valued. So whether you're on the roadside, whether you're in a corporate firm or running a growing business, the question everyone should ask is, after interacting with my business, how does this customer feel? And that is what defines customer service.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Aitua Ainita Idehen, for your brilliant submissions this morning. Before you go, let's listen to this text sent by Joe Presh from Opolo. It said, greetings, DMS. Well, in my opinion, when careers are chosen based on lucrativeness, that is with thoughts of making more money rather than rendering services, we will continually experience these incidences. When choosing some professions, one should consider service to humans as the topmost priority. For example, the security personnel, medical sector, or even politics. Joe Presh, thank you so much for your contribution this morning. We appreciate every caller and every texter on the show this morning. Thank you very much. It's been quite interesting. And special thanks to our guest, Aitua Anita Idehen, all the way from Lagos this morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you, Moye. Thank you for the opportunity and thank you for having me. And thanks to all the callers who called in. I hope you all have a good day today.
Great. They did. Well, that's it on the show this week. This is the last edition for this month. Of course, we'll be back here on Monday next week for another edition. Of course, it's a weekly program. We're at 9 o'clock every day. The weekday, from Monday to Friday, we'll be here to give you the best. Today has been great. Make sure you have a lovely weekend. I am Moye Stiving, for short, DMS. Have a lovely day.